So let's have a quick look at the Showtec Showmaster 24. One handy part of the Showtec Showmaster 24 is that it is rack mountable. These plastic sides have two screws that we can just remove and give it a good pull off, and you can see it just comes off. We can also remove these bottom panels, however you can leave these on depending on your rack. And then we've just got two holes here where you can put our bolts through, and to reattach you can just line it up and pop it back on. One of the handy but inconvenient features of this desk is a short instruction on how to record and play back, and also how to set up. Now we do also have these rubber feet on the sides, and this is slightly angled, which means the desk is at a nice angle. So on the back we have our power input, we have our MIDI through, out and in, and this is all labelled actually underneath here. We also have our DMX output, we have our switch for our polarity of our DMX output, we have our audio line in, and we also have our remote. MIDI is very useful for lighting consoles when you want to use it in something like a theatrical environment, because you can actually tie this into maybe your audio cue and playback system and actually have it run through the programs for you without having to have a separate operator. The reason why we've got a DMX Polarity is because some of the cheaper DMX gear might have the polarity inversed, and rather than having to use a adapter, we've got a nice little handy switch here, because this is a budget lighting console. The remote port is used for a wide remote, such as a foot pedal, that then will allow you to trigger and set your speeds for programs that you've got programmed into here. The line in is used for the audio aspect of the desk. If you want it to trigger chases and change chase speeds to audio, you can take this off a feed off a audio desk or a track. So this is its first powered on state. We can see we've got this flashing light here that corresponds with the blackout button, and that's just telling us that it's on, so any levels that we've got on the desk won't actually be outputted to the lights. So if we tap that, we'll then turn that off, and that means we can start actually using the desk. That's the kind of safety feature for when you first turn it on. It doesn't mean that all the lights are suddenly on, blinding somebody or in the middle of a performance. So I'm just going to go a overview first. So we've got two banks of faders here called preset A and preset B. I'll come to that a little bit later. We can see some of these have been labelled from a previous show. We've got a small display here, and we've got four lights down the side. We've got record step, dimmer, speed time and fade time. You can currently see it's 0 because all of these are down. We've got a few buttons going across. We've got pages here. I'll come to that more later as well. We've got a chase button, a single chase or mixed chase. We've got a hold button, a step and an audio button. We've got a blind button, home button, tap sync, full on, and again our blackout button. So some of the settings we can actually change is if we are changing a value on the fader, such as this is the dimmer value. We can see it goes from 0 to 100. So DMX is actually binary, so it does actually go up to 255. So if you want to actually have that, we can change that. So if we hold down shift and press that button, now we see that it goes up to 255. Now this can be more handy if you've got intelligent lights, and they actually have different functions, such as different strobe levels and effects that might be in the manual might state that it's between a certain number. Let's change that back, and then we're back to our percentage. Some other things we've got here is these master faders here. We've got our fade time, so all the way at the top is instant, and the further we go down, the slower the fade time is. And so you want to leave that up at the top at the minute. We've got our speeds. This is for any chases we've got, and we can see if we look at the step light, the higher the fader is, the quicker the light flashes. and we've also got show mode, which means we can step through it manually. Also got this audio level, so there's actually a audio input on the back, and there's also a built-in mic, so if we click on audio and turn our level up as I hit it, which is producing sound, it's then actually making it go through the sequence. This is good if you want to use audio. So to turn this off, you press it off. So the reason why we've got two banks of faders is we can actually control up to 24 DMX channels, e.g. 24 lights. So actually for this mode we want to have a single preset. We can see that all the LEDs flashed to show that we're changing different modes. So now I'm controlling, if I put this on to master, 23 and 10. Now there is two other modes. We've got double preset, and this is where this master section comes in here. You might notice that there's 10 on there and 10 on there, 0 there, 0 there. Now that seems a bit strange because you would think 10 would be at the top. This is the reason why you've got double preset mode. In older theatres, years and years and years ago, when everything used to be analogue, they didn't used to be able to actually record the lights. So that might have been our first scene, and our second scene might have been these lights. So actually to change this, we can fade through it. And what you do is you grab both of those faders and move them at the same time. Because one was inverted, it would then make a slow fade between them. And if you want to use both at the same time, we leave them like that. Now that also works in the other mode, which is chase. So these are our 12 channels of lights, and then these then are our programs. Again, we have to have both of these at 10. So now you can see that that's then actually playing back our programs. We also have these flash keys at the bottom, so if I was to press that, that would then just flash that light on from 0 to 100%. These are also used as select keys when we want to record and actually record it onto a submaster or a scene. We can click, hold down record and press which one we want, and then that's our way of storing it to one of these. So these are our 12 scenes that we've got at the minute, and there is actually 4 pages of these, so we can actually have up to 48 scenes. Of course, all these can be chases. So to start off, we want to have our audio level at 0. We won't be using that. We want to have it on show mode for speed currently. We want to have fade time at instant. We want to have B master at 10 and A master at 10 as well, and we want blackout off. And that sums up the Showtec Showmaster 24. They do actually have this available in a 48 channel version, which will allow you to have 2 banks of 24. This is much better if you're recording to playbacks on the bottom and also want to control 24 lights. Check out the next video where I'm going to show you how to program the desk.